Okay, so we've gotten off both the front and the backing part to the wallpaper, and now we have to get the glue off the wall here. And you want to get as much of the glue off the wall as possible, or else what will happen is it'll interfere with the paint job. Because what happens is the glue will cause the latex paint to crack. And I know that you can't see it well here, but there is glue that's on the wall here. It's not as thick as some of the glues that I've seen. In those cases, what you want to do is wet the whole wall down again, and then use a blade here. And this is a Drywaller's mud pan, and it has a blade here and a blade here. So once the wall is wet down, I use either a 4-inch or this is a 6-inch knife here. And what I do is I scrape it off. Now there's just a little bit of glue. Well, the thickness of the glue here isn't that thick, but as you can see here, that is the glue here. And with jobs where they use a paste that's a lot thicker, there is a lot more that would come off. And then what I do is I just wipe it onto this blade here, and I'll let it fall in here. But since that's not the case here, I'm gonna put these tools down here. And in this bucket here, I have hot water and I have a sponge here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wash down the wall here. So now this hot water is gonna basically dissolve the glue here. And what this is going to do too is it's going to take care of any of the paper that is still on the wall here. So we're just going to wet this down. And you want to make sure that you cover every possible surface area, because there is glue on it and we want to get rid of as much as possible. So the glue is on the sponge here, and now I'm going to bring the sponge down to the bucket here to do a rinse. So that's going to get rid of a lot of the glue in there. And then I'm going to come back here on the wall and just wipe it down. Now this is very important, because if you leave a lot of the glue on the wall, it'll interfere with the future paint job. So and now these areas where the paper is still stuck to it, they're very stubborn. So what I'm going to have to do is grab my blade down here and use the blade to scrape them out. This is where the seam was, so there's a lot of glue there. So I'm going to use this blade here to take those away. So the paper gets stuck to the blade right here, and I'm just going to use this box here so that it goes in out there. And then what I like to do is just take the blade again and just go up the wall to take off any mud or glue that's still there. And there's not much, but as you can see here. So I'm going to just transfer this to here. And then what I'm going to do is just work my way around here to get off as much of the glue as possible. Now I'm not going to get 100% of the glue off, but you want to get at least not 95% of it off. And then we're just going to let the walls dry out, and whatever 5% that is left on the wall has been spread out so much that it's so thin that then we'll have to use a primer to lock that into the wall before we can top coat. So I'm just going to work my way around the room now to the right. And once again, this is very important because if you don't get rid of as much of the glue as possible, it'll just cause future problems down the road when you paint. Because the glue will activate again once the latex paint is on it, and it'll start to crack. So we've wiped down this section right here. I've gotten a lot of it off here. And now what I want to do is address the parts where the brown paper is still on the wall here. There's brown paper here and over here. So what I'm going to do is just use this 6-inch blade right here to get rid of these here. That's what the paper looks like, and I'm going to put it in here. You can see how it collects on like on the inside. So wherever there's areas where the paper is still stuck there, what I'm going to do is just scrape those off with this. And then once I do that, I'm going to go back to my sponge here, and I'm going to wipe away any areas where the paper was here, and really scrub down hard to get rid of those areas. Now this is where the seam was, so I'm going to use the blade here to take away both the backing paper and the glue, and then just give it a final wipe.